Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talk. So I hope everybody's having a great day. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the recent climb in both gold and silver, however small it was. And the reason I wanted to talk a little bit about this is because what we see now is the silver going up at essentially a higher percentage, or basically more than what we're seeing gold go up at. And I believe this is something that happens just before precious metals really takes off. Usually you start seeing gold lead the way, and then you'll see silver follow it, but you'll see silver shortly after will all of a sudden make a hard charge, and you'll start seeing bigger moves percentage-wise on silver than you will on gold. And as time goes on, that will continue to climb higher and higher to the point where it seems like gold is barely moving and silver is going up huge amounts. Now, today, I believe what we saw gold and silver both went up. Gold only went up $5. It actually went up more, but then we saw gold come back down. We saw silver shoot up, and yes, it came back down, but silver's still up 50 cents. Whereas gold's still up $5, where when you do the math, that's nowhere near an 80 to 1 or worth the 80 to 1 price difference between gold and silver. And that's why one of my beliefs is that it's going to be wiser for you to buy silver as opposed to gold. That's what we're going to be talking a little bit about tonight. I'm going to give you some of my ideas why I think that. If you enjoy this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me, because it really does help the channel out more than you know. We are trying to grow the channel. We're coming up on 10,000 subscribers, so we can do our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. We're going to be talking more about that in the upcoming days. Once I finish up the big giveaway that we'll be running within the next couple days, hopefully within the next week. My truck actually just broke down again, so that may get delayed by a day or two. But it's coming. Today's only the end of the month today. So I said usually it's the first week of the new month. And as of right now, hopefully everybody watched that video and you guys followed what was in the video. We have 3 shout-outs that are eligible for the video shout-out giveaway right now. I only have 3, so if you did one and your name's not on there, make sure that you leave a comment so I see it. And if I don't see it, I highly recommend you go on that main July giveaway video and put a comment on that one, because just before I do this video, I will go and look at that video and see who all is eligible. And if someone says, hey, I did a shout out, my name ain't one of them 3, then I'm going to make it a point to go and look on your channel or under your name and see if you did put up a video talking a little bit about the channel. So for these 3 people, you guys are already confirmed and eligible. Pretty easy. If one of these guys wins it, they had a 1 in 3 to do a 2-minute shout out video. Pretty awesome. Win some free silver. Also, with that being said, I think I already said, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Your comments are what drives my videos to do basically videos on when I have an idea on topics. A lot of times subscribers give me ideas on video topics. So where I'm going, though, with today's video on gold and silver, we're seeing... Had to cough for a quick minute. I didn't want to all of a sudden you hear that loud cough. But what we're seeing right now is silver climbing at a higher percentage. Now, I know some people might be like, well, that's a no-brainer. I'd rather have $5 gain on gold than a 50-cent gain on silver. And to a point, yes, if you only can have 1 ounce of each, well, then obviously 50 cents on an ounce of silver is not going to be nearly as good as $5 on an ounce of gold. However, when you have a ratio and a price difference of 80 to 1, well, that means that your options, if let's say you have the same amount of money to spend, you basically would have, let's say, 1 ounce of gold on this hand, 80 ounces of silver on the other hand. Well, your ounce of gold only went up $5, but your silver, technically, your 80 ounces went up $40 for the same amount of money. So I think we're going to start seeing more of these happen. And one of the things I remember in the last few big jumps on silver was the gains get bigger and bigger too. So they start off small, a slow step up, 10, 20 cents, 10, 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, 80 cents, $1, $2. And as they continue up, it really makes me feel good that I hold gold and silver. Now, I don't only hold silver, even though I've had some people say, why in the world would you want to own gold? The only reason that I personally would want to hold gold is because it's compact, one. 1 ounce of gold, this size, you're talking $2,000. Whereas you need a whole lot more ounces to equal that. I may do a video talking about that too one night. But also because if the economy tanked early on and all of a sudden precious metals went down, they can go down. I had some lady, a good friend of mine, that she had asked me, I thought you said that silver and gold almost always go up. Over the long haul, I believe they do go up. However, you can see short drops, short time period drops. Well, right now, I think I said this in the beginning of the video, my car just broke down again. Now it's the key. It's not anything major. The key snapped off in the ignition. It's major enough that it's going to cost me some money to fix it. But on the flip side of that, the key was old. And when I went to take it out, it got stuck in the ignition and it separated from the plastic. I wish I had a key here. I'd show you what I mean. But needless to say, in the short run, if the economy was down and silver and gold were down, I wouldn't really want to lose money selling my silver. But with gold, gold has a tendency to hold its value. Look at it. Look at what gold's all-time high was. You're talking, what, $2,050? You look at what it is today, $1,950. It's down $100. I would say you don't lose too much. Unless you're sitting on a lot of gold, then you really didn't lose a whole lot of money. And then when you go to sell it, chances are you're not going to sell it at spot. I mean, I would never sell an ounce of gold at spot, depending on what it is. If it was a gold eagle that I was selling, I might sell it for, $100 over spot. It's a gold eagle. If it's a collectible coin, then I would, try to push to get a little bit more for it. But if it's a common bullion year, I'm not really going to lose a whole lot. But if I went to sell silver, depending on when you bought it, silver is a little harder. It's a little harder because there is a higher premium. It's a higher percentage premium. I think they're running right now, 15% on gold, on silver, and like 5% on gold. Let me do some math here real quick. Spot price $25, but yet you're going to pay $27, $28. So that's $2 or $3 on 25. So you're talking, over 10%, but under 15, I think. So to me, I wouldn't want to sell it because sometimes you don't always get that premium back out of it. A lot of times you will lose a little bit. However, I mean, if you've got a good circle like me where you've already built up a lot of people that collect, you've helped out people get into it. Now, if all of a sudden I needed some money and I took something to them and said, hey, look, I just need $1,000 to fix my ignition. I don't know what the bill's going to come out to. It actually broke down, ironically, right in front of the door at the dealership. So it's kind of crazy there. And it puts me in a whole new predicament now of, do I want to buy something new or newer, or do I want to just kind of keep this vehicle? This vehicle is an older vehicle. It's, 12 years old. It's got high mileage. I've driven it from Texas to Maine 7, 8 times, 9 times. From here to Tennessee, probably a dozen times. From here to Florida a couple times, California. I've driven it all over. But with the economy, in my opinion, possibly fixing to tank, that puts me in a really predicament of, do I really want to take a payment for a car? And then it puts me on another scope of, I talked to one person. He's like, hey, I'll help you out with your car. Sell me some of your gold. And you can sell your gold, get a nice chunk of that money, and then you don't have to pay an interest. But here's the thing. The dealers right now, a lot of people don't know this, that dealers they're financing vehicles now. And the reason they're doing that is because with the interest rates so high, the banks basically, they've got to charge an arm and a leg. They're borrowing money from the Fed at 5.5%, and then they pass it on to the consumer at about 8 or 9%. And that's even with good credit. I talked to one lady tonight. She's like, when I financed my car, it was only 2%. And I said, yeah, years ago that was the case, but right now they're tightening up. They're tightening up the money supply because they're saying they're trying to get inflation a wrap on it. I'm not convinced they're even trying. If they were really trying, they would raise interest rates by more than 0.5% or 1% or, each time 0.25%. They would really take it up like Paul Volcker. So it puts me in the position of which way do I go? Do I really want to risk it? Because I tell you right now, if the economy tanks or the BRICS meeting comes out on August 22nd and they all say we're dumping the dollar, we're rolling out a new currency, I definitely wouldn't want to sell my gold. I definitely wouldn't want to get rid of my silver. But it leaves the question of which way is the right way to go. I guess if I had to get rid of something, I would get rid of gold. And I've had numerous people that are in my inner circle that say, I don't know why you even buy gold, Tommy. Why do you buy gold? You yourself have made a tremendous, an amazing argument that what's more likely to happen? Silver goes to 50 or gold goes to 4,000? What's going to happen first? To me, that's a no-brainer. Silver's going to go to 50 before gold sees 4,000. Does it mean that they both won't hit their numbers? They'll probably both hit their numbers. I think gold can easily go to 4,000 or 5,000. But here's the thing. If gold goes to 4,000 or 5,000, silver ain't going to be sitting on just 50. It definitely ain't going to be 25. It's going to have to go. This idea that, they can't afford to let silver go up because it's used so much in the economy. It is used so much in the economy, and that's why at a certain point, they're not going to be able to keep it down. People just won't mind it for that. I mean, especially if oil and everything keeps going up. A lot is going to depend on what happens on August 22nd with the BRICS meeting. And that could really change the game drastically. So I want to be very cautious if I make any rash decisions over the next month. I say, well, maybe I could just stop buying for the time being. But part of me says, no, you want to push as hard as you can, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, because the rewards for the people that really push are usually the best rewards. The people that just go in, muddle in, and they're like, I'll put $100 at something. They don't really, it's not life-changing. Can you imagine if you only bought $100 worth of silver, and then that $100 all of a sudden shot up to, $2,000? All of a sudden you have a 20x move. Now, yeah, okay. I probably shouldn't have even used that comment, because I know someone out there is going to be like, you think gold's going to do 20x? No, I don't necessarily think gold will do 20x unless the economy is totally tanked and we are in deep trouble, because they just announced worldwide we're not using the US dollars anymore. Then we're in trouble. And then 20 would be nothing, in my opinion. But we have seen big gains in history on silver and gold. I mean, we're talking, silver at one point was $1.25, and then all of a sudden it shot all the way up. I mean, to 20? I think it shot up the first time to 20 and then came back down. I don't remember the exact numbers. I probably shouldn't even say because, but a move of seeing silver go from $25 to $100 is not unrealistic. And I know someone might say out there, well, that's only $75 gain. That's only a 4x move on your money. Yeah, but if you're looking at maybe buying a vehicle, or you're looking at buying a house, or you're looking at buying something else, a 4x move on your money means a 75% less on whatever you're going to buy if you buy it after. And that's why a lot of people will stack silver, because they know that we're going to keep printing money left and right, and it's inevitable. They're not going to make the right decision. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video, and I hope you're stacking silver. I hope you are following the gains in both silver and gold. I read one comment the other day, said he had $100,000 in gold and he converted it all over to silver. He still had $100,000 in silver, but he had a whole lot more silver. Well, here's the thing. If silver goes up by 50%, gold goes up by 25%, his 100K is all of a sudden going to shoot up to 150, whereas the gold would only shoot up to 1.25. So he's in a better position. And I think when the ball really starts falling on this stuff and everybody starts really buying into it, I think you'll find people out of the blue that will just be like, oh, you collect silver? Hey, what will you sell me some for? What will you sell me some for? Because I've seen it happen. Especially if you talk to a lot of people. They get to know you and then they know they want in on it. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I thank everybody for watching. I hope you hit the thumbs up button because it really does help the channel out. If you did a shout out video, make sure you let me know in the comments. Make sure that I see the comment. And that way I can get you entered in there. You guys are going to love the giveaway. I can tell you that. So with that being said, I thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys again on Tsquare Talk. Take care, everybody, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.